All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Curry, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. Today I wanted to talk about asking for help and why we should ask for help and why some people don't. And for me, this is very, very important. This is a topic which I'm very passionate about because for me, when I especially started my business many years ago, most of the good ideas I got and most of the help I got was from me asking others for help. And it was usually those that I didn't even think would say yes. Now, normally when somebody needs help, now whether it's help in their business, their job, their family, their health, mental health, physical health, whatever it may be, there are usually three main reasons that somebody wouldn't do it when they want help. And the first one sometimes could be fear of being judged. Fear of someone judging you because you're asking for help. The second one is thinking that they're going to say no. And that could be a concern and maybe fear of rejection. And the third one, I would argue, is the fear of, I wouldn't say fear, but I'd say probably having an ego, feeling that you're too good to ask for help. And if you ask for help, suddenly you won't be as prominent or as respectful as you think you are. Which also, in a way, this ties to the first point. But these three reasons that people usually avoid asking for help can honestly cause a lot of damage. And in a way, someone could be shooting themselves in the foot because I can tell you now, for a person that has asked for help over the years from many different people, whether it's other professionals, whether it's consultants, whether it's people that I just know, or someone that I might have on LinkedIn, for example, where I've just messaged them randomly and said, hey, you do this really well, and I've been following your work for years. I'd love to have 15 minutes of your time just to dig into a bit more about what you do and how you do it, because I want to do it better. So whether it's something like that, or whether it's even, as I said, getting someone from the outside, like a consultant or someone to actually look at your situation and help you. For me, these things have really helped me over the years, and it's something I see regularly with my clients when I'm talking to someone that needs help. It could be mental support. It could be support just in their personal lives, like having someone like a coach or someone just to help them with something that they're going through, or just in general, it could be money, for me as a financial advisor in the way that I help people. But either way, you shouldn't let these three things stop you from seeking help and seeking advice and seeking assistance, because again, talk to anyone that you know that's even partly successful and they will tell you that they got help, that they surrounded themselves with the right people, they got the right advice, they reached out to people when they wanted help. And I can tell you now, as a person where people have reached out to me for help, when somebody is asked for help, of course, sometimes they would be too busy or would politely decline. Sometimes they may actually ignore you, and that's fine, but in a lot of cases, they'll actually feel privileged that you've respected them enough to actually ask for help, and that you've really, in a way, you've had the guts to actually reach out to that person and say, hey, look, I'd love to to pick your brains on something. Because if you think about it, the risks of not asking for help and the damage it can cause is massive. The risks are that you could just keep doing the same thing. The risks are that you don't fix the issue that you're trying to solve, or you don't overcome the situation that you're in. And that's not going to make things any better. It's not going to help your ego. It's not going to help your feeling of self-respect. It's not going to help how others see you. It's not going to help anything. And in a way, I would argue that the reasons that some people avoid asking for help, in a way, well, not in a way, I know for a fact, just get a lot worse when you don't get help, because usually things don't fix themselves. Part of it can come down to macho theory, where somebody just essentially feels like they can do it themselves, that they're enough of a man or enough of a woman and they don't need anyone around them. And sometimes it could be from a bad experience that you've had where you ask someone once for help and they just weren't helpful, or maybe they laughed at you. Maybe you felt embarrassed. But I just wanted to record this episode to just encourage you to just ask for help. Find something in your life right now, something that you think you need to improve on, whether it's physical, mental, financial, spiritual, social. Find an item, find an area that you really need to improve on. It could be something that's been bugging you for a while. You might be pretty good in all the areas, but what's a weakness that you have? And think of one person that you think can help you in that particular area. Reach out to them. If you can afford it, offer to pay them, of course. If not, just ask for 15 minutes of their time, whether it's a phone call, whether it's just a bit of advice. You might have a question, but just do it, because there is something so special about reaching out to another person, to another human. A lot of us, when we need help, we usually Google it or we ask AI. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. I do it every day. But there are certain things that need that human element. There are certain things that a computer cannot replace. And it's another human talking to you and helping you through something in your life. So we've all heard the saying, ask and you shall receive. We've all heard the saying that you should, never be too embarrassed to ask for help, and that you should work with those around you. So what I'm saying is just reach out to someone, take that first step, and I promise you, I promise, you are not going to regret it. You might think you could have done it differently. You might think, I probably should have asked someone else, but you are not going to regret it. You are going to find yourself in a position where you are being more open and you are talking to people, and you hopefully will get the right advice that you need, or the right support and help, so that you can do better, be better, and feel better. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.